Who is Krampus? What does he do? And how did he come to be? All will be answered in today's episode, The Legend of Krampus, the Christmas Demon. I do have some notes written down about Krampus, so if you see me looking down, that's why. Krampus is often depicted as a large, furry, goat-like devil man. Sometimes he looks more human with demonic qualities, and sometimes he's full-on beast. It just depends on who is either drawing him or making a picture that is of him. Different movies and stuff have had different depictions of him, as well as different cards and things from many years ago. I will put some pictures of those on the screen. He has hooves, horns, and red eyes, much like we imagine Satan himself. Krampus has fang-like teeth and a long, pointed tongue, much like a snake. He usually has a sack or basket on his back. He carries a bundle of birch branches and has chains and bells, usually on his hands or neck. Some say it's to represent that he's bound by the devil, and others say that it's to create fear. So when he's chasing you, you can hear him jingle bellin' all the way after you. Could you imagine seeing this huge demon creature chasing you and also being able to like hear him? In a way, it would be good to not have to actually look back at him. You could like hear if he was close or far, but that would be so scary to be like running away from this creature and you just hear these jingle bells getting closer and closer. So legend has it that Krampus travels with Saint Nick. Saint Nick gives the good kids presents and the bad kids get coal. The coal signals to Krampus that the kid has been a bad child this year. When a child is bad, there's a few things Krampus may do. He doesn't always do the same thing. I'm not really sure if it's like depending on how bad the kid is, what he does, or if it's just random or anything like that. But something bad always happens if they've been a bad kid. He may whip the kids. That's why he has those birch branches with him, is so that he can whip the kids with the birch branches. Or he might even put the kids in the basket or sack, whatever he carries on his back. He might just stuff some kids in there. If he puts the kids in his basket, he will take them down to his lair that's like in the underworld. So, you know, you can imagine what that is or what that's like. Some of the kids, he just keeps them down in his lair for 1 year to teach them a lesson, to teach them to not be bad kids anymore. And for other kids, he might eat them alive or drown them. A lot of all of that folklore and things of that nature come from different countries and from many years ago. It wasn't a super big thing in America, I don't think, until the movies came out. I believe there's 1 or 2 movies, probably more, as well as short films and all that good stuff. But now the big thing for Krampus, instead of just being this legend that parents tell kids so that the kids will be good, Krampus has his own festival. There's different festivals all over the place. There's one in Germany that I personally want to go to. So the Christmas that I am 18, I'm probably gonna go to Germany specifically to go to the Krampus festivals, even though they do have some in America. And like nowadays, there's really less folklore, and it's just people are really intrigued with Krampus, the image of Krampus, and things to do with him, but I don't think anybody really tells their kids anymore, like, hey, be a good kid or Krampus is gonna eat you, but you never know. Nowadays, Krampus can be seen wandering the streets during Krampus festivals, as I already mentioned. In Germany, Austria, a few cities in America, among other countries, have Krampus runs or festivals. A main street will be barricaded. People will typically stand behind these big, like, fence things. They're the same ones that are usually used at, like, concerts and stuff, I believe, like outdoor concerts, and the lines to get into different concerts, venues, events, stuff like that. And so the people will be behind these fences so that they're kind of blocked from Krampus so that he can't get too crazy up in their personal space if they don't want him to. And people will be dressed as Krampus and they just walk down this street. Some Krampuses will like whip people with, I'm not sure if they use birch sticks, but they might. So that's one of those things where, you know, try to stay as far away from them as you can, like with still seeing them if you don't want to possibly get whipped. I'm not sure if that happens at all festivals, or there's some festivals where it's an option or some festivals where it's not allowed at all. I feel like it just depends what festival it is, where it is, you know, country-wise. And some of the Krampuses will get super close to people. Like if somebody's laughing, happy, having a good time, like visibly having a good time, a Krampus actor will walk up and just get all in their face. And it honestly is pretty scary. I'm not going to add any video clips into this video just because I don't want to deal with copyright issues. But if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've already seen like the festivals, videos of the festivals. And if you haven't, just search Krampus festivals and you can watch videos of people like with these like Krampus people all up in their face. It looks super terrifying. Overall, I feel like Krampus is like pretty scary. I think he's a really good folklore, a really good like opposite of Saint Nick. Although the thing is, most people would think that Krampus and Saint Nick would not get along because they are the opposites, although typically they are seen as being friends so that, you know, Saint Nick can reward the good kids and Krampus can get the bad ones. This often happens around, I think, December 5th is like the Saint Nick day. I believe Saint Nick is supposed to be like different than Santa in that aspect. So the first night, which I believe is December 5th, will be like the Saint Nick day. And then the December 6th will be the day when Krampus might come and get you. Kids will like leave their shoes. I believe they leave their shoes outside, but I'm not 100% sure. If they've been a good kid, they will get, you know, goodies like food and stuff in their shoe. Kind of odd, kind of weird, but that's just like their tradition, you know. We in, you know, America, any country that doesn't do stuff like that. Also, I don't know if that's actually a thing that people do or if that's just in like folklore, in stories, but I'm just gonna assume it's actually happened in a different country. You know, we're gonna think that's weird because that's not our tradition. Like, we didn't grow up doing that, whereas people who grew up doing that, that's the most normal thing ever to them, you know. People will get goodies in their shoes or coal. If they get coal, that means they need to watch out because the Krampus is coming for them. I really like some of the Krampus movies. You know, there's some movies that aren't even like Krampus movies. They just feature a Krampus story in them. And I really like it. Personally, because I'm not a huge fan of Christmas, but I love horror and scary things and stuff like that. So I love being able to get that like scary stuff that's also Christmassy. There's a movie coming out called Black Christmas this month, and I kind of really want to see it. I probably won't go see it, but I'm sure I'll watch it at some point. And I really love being able to get my like scare factor, horror, scared adrenaline rush during like the Christmas season, because I don't know, Christmas just really isn't my thing, but these like scary things to do with Christmas totally are. I definitely want to do a lot more like Christmassy type stories and legends and things that are like the evil, scary ones, I guess. If you guys want to see those, then make sure to subscribe so that, you know, you can watch those when they eventually come out. Also, tell me in the comments down below some different things you guys might want to hear from me that is like Christmas related. That's all for today's video. Make sure to leave nice comments so that Krampus doesn't have to visit you this year for Christmas. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.